Summer is coming to an end, which means that pretty soon the first wave of Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Teal Mask, will drop. But does anyone actually care? And I do, but I'm really saying it seems like people aren't excited about this DLC. Welcome back to the Lumiose Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be talking about Scarlet and Violet DLC and the hype surrounding it. Particularly the lack of hype surrounding it, at least that I've seen. Now, with the Sword and Shield DLC, there was just this huge wave of hype, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe the reason for this, there's probably multiple reasons for this. For one, you know, the Sword and Shield DLC, this was the first time Pokemon was touching DLC, so it was brand new. Like, I imagine that if they announced Pokemon Legends Kyurem or Legends Celebi next year, then people will be excited about it, but the excitement won't be comparable to Legends Arceus because that was the first time. It was a huge deal. But there was also some other things. I think that adding new Reggies got a lot of people excited. I think they managed to, you know, touch on our nostalgia there. Same with showing off the Galarian forms of the Kanto birds. I think, again, this just touched people's nostalgia, and everybody loved this. I think that, you know, maybe that's what they're missing with Teal Mask and Indigo Disc. All they've done is reveal, you know, the new Pokemon that they've revealed are not related to any ones that we know of. Maybe there are some that are related to ones we know of, but they haven't revealed those yet. So I think that just, I don't know, like, new Reggies was just so exciting to me, so maybe that's the difference there. But either way, this hype has died down, and I feel like another reason that is honestly, to be completely frank with you, Pokemon's marketing. Pokemon has really kind of taken some steps that I don't personally agree with. Now, obviously, there's many people who feel differently about this. This is a more subjective topic. Some people prefer a more lax marketing. Some people would prefer that they just say, hey, this year, you're getting Scarlet and Violet DLC. Okay, see you then. And then nothing until the DLC drops. But myself included, there are a lot of people who do want trailers to be relatively frequent. Like, a monthly trailer would be ideal for me. Maybe two trailers per month if it's a brand new gen. Now with DLC is much smaller than like a brand new game or a brand new gen, certainly. So I would accept like once every other month, but it hasn't been like that. Since the DLC's announcement, we've got the announcement trailer, and then we got a trailer at the end of June and a Nintendo Direct, but so far we haven't gotten anything else. So again, it's just kind of like pretty empty. That's almost 6 months without with only 2 trailers. So that's once every 3 months, really. Now, I think another thing that has really hurt DLC lately is there's starting to be these rumors from a relatively credible source that talks about a Unova game coming next year. And not only that, but this person has teased that this game could perhaps not be a true remake, but rather a new story set in the Unova region, similar to how Legends Arceus was set in Sinnoh, but was a different story set in it. In fact, it was even a different time in Sinnoh, where Sinnoh wasn't even called Sinnoh. So we're getting teased something similar to that, and I think just, you know, DLC can't compare to a new game. And, you know, it reminds me of when Scarlet and Violet was first coming out. There was this big deal with how this guy actually got his hands on the game and was leaking it. And I mean, like, in June or July before the game's release. He was clearly like a beta tester or something. I mean, I remember he leaked Glamora, Farigiraf, Pommet, like actual images of them, and then he would answer people's questions on Twitter. Like, people would just be like, hey, what's your favorite Pokemon from this game? And he'd respond by saying, oh, my favorite Pokemon's probably the evolution of Primeape, or things like that. You know, he just straight up gave away, I'm pretty sure, the entire dex by the time he was done. And I actually have a friend, Kayla's Capsule, who had done a kind of research video on it, and it was super interesting, where basically she looked into, like, the effects of leaks on games, and she actually did find that leaks actually do help games. People get excited from leaks, but it's kind of the right amount. You know, there can be too much of a good thing. Like, I remember Kevin Feige, that is the Marvel CEO, he has spoken about how he is well aware that the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will have leaks, and he doesn't really care, because he's stated, yeah, well, you know, the people who want to look at those leaks are going to look at those leaks, and then the people who don't aren't. And the people who want to look at those leaks, those are the people that get excited from them. So they're more likely to purchase tickets to these movies if they see them. And that's kind of the logic here. But then a big thing happened where the Reddit page for Marvel Studios spoilers had actually leaked the entire script of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And Marvel did not like that, and Marvel tried to sue them. So clearly they also think too much of a good thing. They think that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania's low sales was due to this. So likewise, I think Pokemon kind of went through a similar thing last year, where it was like, yeah, you know, these leaks are really good that this one person who, like, gives us riddles is giving us. But then we have this other person who comes in and he leaks a few pictures. And it's like, ooh, okay, well, we don't like that, but people are excited. But then the guy gives away the whole deck, so there's no excitement when the game comes out. And then, of course, you have people who aren't going to issue spoiler warnings and will just actually leak things. Like, they will just say casually in the video, oh, did you hear about the new sushi Pokemon that pairs with the catfish Pokemon? And it's like, whoa, Tatsugiri and Dondozo aren't an officially revealed thing yet. Calm down. You know, but that's the world we live in. It does suck, but I think that's what this Unova thing has done. Like, I think that the reveal of this Unova-related game next year has just already covered up the Teal Mask and Indigo Disc stuff, especially when, leaks-wise, we haven't really heard much about the Teal Mask and Indigo Disc, especially by the point that this leak about the Unova games came out. We haven't really heard much, so it's only natural that people get more excited for that. But that's where the second part of this video comes in. I now want to explain why you should be really, really excited about these things. So first off, let's look at the first part, the Teal Mask. The Teal Mask will be set in the Kitakami region, which is a brand new place. It's not part of Paldea. It's not like Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra where it's part of Galar. It's outside of Paldea. It says that several times. And the really exciting thing about this is that it's based off of Japan. It seems to be based off of the Tohoku region of Japan specifically, and that's just so exciting because we haven't gotten a new area based off of Japan since Generation 4, way back in like 2007 or 8 or somewhere around there, but basically it's been well over 15 years. So this is enough reason to be exciting, really, guys. This, if any Pokemon game is going to give you a new location and a new story, but still capture those Johto or Sinnoh vibes, it's going to be the Teal Mask, and I am very excited for that. We also do have the fact that, come on, guys, we're getting new Pokemon. What's not to be excited about that? I mean, and a lot of these Pokemon are left a mystery. We still do not know the typings of Pheasantipity, Munkidori, Okidogi. We can assume poison on them, but we don't know that. And then Ogerpon, we don't know its typing. We don't know Terapagos. Likely, one or multiple of these Pokemon are going to get a form change we don't know about. We already have this weird little other form of Terapagos that maybe it's an other form of it, or maybe it's a pre-evolution, or maybe it's related in a similar way to how Diancie and Carbink are related, or Manaphy and Fione. I don't know. There's so many mysteries to solve. And then that's just the Pokemon they've officially revealed. With Sword and Shield's DLC, they did not reveal Glastrier, and they did not reveal Spectrier at any point before the DLC's release. So we can be excited about new Pokemon. New Pokemon's kind of a given, to be honest. Like, ones that we have not seen outside of these 5/6. But man, I'm so excited about it. Then, moving into the Indigo Disc, we have a really, really interesting thing here. We can find seemingly wild Alolan forms here. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm really excited for the lore behind this and all that. I did a whole video on how this is a huge deal, and you should totally check that out. But it is. It's a big deal. And then that's just what we know. There's going to be tons of features that are in these games that we don't even know about. Like, I remember the Sword and Shield DLC. One thing that they gave us that was really small, but at the same time really big, was they gave us the Battle Ready mark. And the Battle Ready mark allowed us to use Pokemon from past games in competitive battling, which was previously not the case. Like, you couldn't use them in VGC, but you could now. And that was so freaking cool. And now, obviously, we don't need the Battle Ready mark because Pokemon's moves just reset and they're already here in Regulation D allowed in. But it's still just kind of showing that there will be features in this. There was also the Galarian Star Tournament, Restricted Battling, Dynamax Adventures. You know, I think, again, going back to why maybe we're more excited about this versus the Sword and Shield, or more excited about the Sword and Shield DLC versus this, is because the Sword and Shield DLC just showed us a lot more of what's coming too. But we will have these types of things in DLC, and it's something to be excited about. Even aside from that, there is the fact that Pokemon will be returning to the game, and, you know, there is a fully leaked list of them, by the way, or data mined, rather. So, you know, we already know some of them, and I'll tell you, I've read it, and I am very excited to see some of the Pokemon that are going to be coming back. But, yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments below what you're most excited about this DLC, and if you still have the hype for it, give me a hype level. Like, 10 out of 10 being, I literally cannot wait for this DLC, and a 0 out of 10 being like, I didn't even know that there was a DLC until I watched this video, because I don't care. Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss all our future Pokemon videos. And until next time, I'll see all of you later.